Greetings, pirates and privateers. Grim here, coming at you live once again for another tutorial episode for Reforged Eden 2 in Empyrean Galactic Survival. This will be the second episode of our base build tutorial. What we started with here, it's a pretty standard base. We've got a real big solar panel array there that you can land a capital ship on. Some boxes for storing your stuff, some guns up on the roof, and when you come inside, all the accoutrements of home. Now, one of the things that I changed from the last one, or from the last episode, was the core used to be in the floor here. However, if you do that, the structure is no longer airtight, and I found out a little while ago that this desert planet with the breathable atmosphere that we're on has heat waves. And those heat waves will kill you. So I popped the core out of the floor, added some ventilation and a little bit of O2 in the corner there, and that gives you temperature control on the inside of your base. That's going to be really important for the next phase that we're going to get into, which is growing your own. We are going to construct a small greenhouse so that we can be somewhat self-sufficient in here. Thinking I'm going to knock a hole in that wall and just build a little 9-plot garden in the next room over that way. And to that end, I want to make sure that I've got enough stuff going on. So we got 77 reinforced concrete, 49 regular concrete. Might not be enough to build a roof on the structure. And also, a little bit later on, hopefully in this episode, if the build goes quick enough with the greenhouse, I'm going to pop a hole in the floor here and use my brand new best friend, Mr. Laser Drill, to carve out an underground cavern here, and we're going to pop in some big time storage. So let's go make sure that we've got enough stuff cooking, and then we'll get to knocking holes in stuff. So for now, I've kept all of the build materials up on the light mining frigate here. And we have an advanced constructor, so it'll make all the things that we needed to make. We'll go into blocks here for bases. And let's do 100 concrete, 100 reinforced. And then go over here. Let's see if I've actually unlocked it yet. Yep, looks like I have. So we're going to go with a container controller. And we're going to go with... in order to get 640k of storage, you need 80 storage containers. Now, the controller actually acts as a container as well. Let's see what it says in there. Yeah, so it's 8,000. These are also 8,000. So we need, I'm going to do 320k underneath our little base here. So we're going to go with 40 of these. We really only need 39, but that's okay. We can just leave one sitting. And there we go. I did go through the process earlier of creating... here, I'll show you. Right here. So these are the hydroponics units that we're going to need, and you'll see cobalt, easy enough. Steel, easy enough. Plastic, easy enough. The nutrient solution, however, in order to build these things, you have to cook up on a food processor. So, if we look at the food processor, right over here is your nutrient solution, and it takes stone dust, purified water, spoiled food, and bone. So all of that stuff needs to be in your fridge that you're pulling from in order to create the nutrient solution that you need. I did enough. We have 9. So without further ado, let's go and knock a little hole in the back of the shop here. I'm going to set the fancy dancy multi-tool to retrieve blocks. There we go. And what I want to do is have enough room all the way around for a bit of a walking path. And then we need space for 9 of these suckers in the middle because the hydroponics light, which I need to create as well, I don't have one of those kicking around, that's how much it covers in ground space at its fullest extent. So let's pop these on here, and we're going to pop the reinforced concrete, and we'll start with reinforced. Okay, and 3 on the inside. Where are you? 1, 2, 3. Yep. And right from here, we want this to be 3 on the inside. 1, 2, 3. And now, if we go straight from the wall, oop, a little bit too much. Let's and that should be just about perfect for popping in our hydroponics unit. So, go to number 1, and you can just click and drag them, just like everything else. And there we go. There's our basic growing plot. And we've got a way to get around it on the outside. And then the rest of this can be wall. I'm going to finish the floor in the reinforced concrete here. Just like we did before. Look at that, it goes right up to the edge of our landing pad slash solar panel. Gorgeous, beautiful, thank you. Loving it, loving it. And now, I think what do I start on? Yeah, I got the concrete blocks here. Build the rest of the structure out of these guys. And we'll go... It's going to be good here. 2, 3. I want to put a door straight out to the landing pad just in case we want to use it later. And now I'm not going to worry too much about outside look, because I've decided that going forward we're going to go for utility first, and then in a final episode on this guy I'll throw some lipstick and mascara on it, make it look a little party. But right now we're just all about function over form. Okay, so let's go and cook up a door, cook up a lamp. I think we can probably do those out of the basic constructors that are here. At least I'm hoping we can. Find out in a second. Alright, let's see. You. What do you have? So bits for a base. There's one hydroponics lamp. Automatic doors. Won't be armored, but they'll work. I think the armored doors only come out of the big constructor there, so we'll just use those. Should still be airtight and should still serve our purposes. Now, something I might have forgotten here. I think we might actually have to jack that roof up. Or at the very least... Yeah, we do. Okay, so this square... There we go. We're going to go up on top, and we're going to get our blocks out here. There, just for now. Because that grow light has to be just a little bit away from the actual plants. So now, if we go into our storage box here, pop that out, and grab the door too. Because if the heat wave starts, yeah, see, it's already 38 degrees. Let's get that door happening. I want a vertical centered. There we go. And that temperature ought to start dropping. There we go. Perfect. Right down to normal. And number 3, right up there. Thank you very much. And now all of these plots should be good to go. And since our constructor's still whirring away on stuff, I'm going to go and see if we can find some sprouts. I noticed there is the remnants of a little village not far away from here. I believe they're over this way. Let's check the map. Right there. So if I head directly due east, and with the magic of editing, we'll be there in just a second. And here we are. That didn't take long, did it? So yeah, I scouted this little circle of ruined buildings. When I dropped in to take a little bit of a closer look the last time I was out here, I noticed each one of them has some of the Talon furniture, you know, chests and shelves and things like that, that tend to contain plants every once in a while. Either way, it's all useful. Alright, some herbal leaves. Is there anything down on the bottom floor here? Doesn't appear so. Now, sometimes when you're cooking around and you find these ruins, they will include growing plots. Grab those. They're finicky to construct. You need to do the nutrient solution thing. It's a pain in the ass. Yada yada, blah blah blah. Another really good source for the growing plots are the crashed DSE mid, I believe, and back. I don't think the front has any grow plots in it, but the middle and back pieces of that ship actually have quite a few. So if you do find a wreck of one of those on your planet, go and just loot the crap out of it. You'll be glad you did. Alright. So far, not having too much luck with these guys. I was hoping there might be a little bit of good stuff in here. I mean, there is good stuff, but it's not what I was looking for. Wow, some really good stuff. Okay. Alright, and that's where I parked. So we got 2 left here. 51 degrees. I'm a little bit warm. Looks like we might have to try and construct something to grow back at the base. So, oh, we can grow that. And that's just a vegetable for eating. But yeah, flawed pentaxid seed we could grow in there. Be good enough for a little demonstration anyway. And yeah, lots of meds hanging out here. Oh, that guy, though. I think you've got bones in you. And I'm gonna come get him. Bones are possibly quite useful. They're part of the nutrient solution recipe. And they are also part of the creating your own little seedlings. Oh, I pissed him off. There we go. Sorry, buddy. You've got bits and I want them. Ah! No bones. It's gonna be a tough day. Nope, he's dead. Alright. That's okay. Another thing that you can do is if you know where there's a trading station anywhere around you, any of the Polaris ones or the Colonist ones, there might be a Grimgar's Garden there, and that guy will sell you everything you need. No problemo. Oh, looks like this one's just empty. What a ripoff! Man. Anything downstairs? Oh, there we go. There's you. Pill. Alright. Anything else hiding around in here? Have to use the chair. Some wood that we could collect, but we don't really need. Alright. Well, I think that about sums it up for this little village. Anyway, we'll jump on back to the base, and we can at least plant that pentaxid and then start working on creating a little bit more storage room under the front room. Alright, so first thing I did was went and created another door. So we are going to grab this door and make this an internal door. And, well, see, I was dumb and I didn't connect to the mining frigate first. I'm a dummy. Alright, so we're going to connect up here. We're going to go regular door, and we're going to go big fat armored door. And we're going to grab our 40 container extensions. We go 146 reinforced concrete, 82 normal. I'll pop you over there. Get to that concrete in a little bit. Oh, yeah, and I created a ventilator because plants need oxygen, don't you know? Alright, so we're going to stick our automatic armored door centered right there. And we're going to stick our regular door centered right here. Actually, since we're inside the base, they don't need to be the airtight kind, so I think I'm going to use this one. Actually, do they have a centered version? They do. Alright. Some glass. Oh, very shishy and high-tech. Alright, so we're going to have to plant our ventilator here. And we're going to pick a shape for it that's not too intrusive. I think the ramp D would be good for right now. You can change this at any time. It's not really super important. So I'll poke it in the corner there. And now if we go and we check the debug, oxygen all over the place. This is what we want to see. Okay. And turn the debug off, and we're going to go into our personal inventory this time. Take the flawed pentaxid seed, pop it down there in number 1, and poke, poke. Now, flawed pentaxid seed is growing, and you'll notice when you get close to it, the rads go right up. Step a block away, and it drops back to 0. So, yeah, they're radioactive, but you can grow your own. Let's see now. Next order of business. Right here is where we're going to start, dead in the center. So we're going to grab that. And now we've got some fresh virgin ground to play with. Now, we're going to go for a grand total of 40 with the container controller and the bits. So, thinking what we're going to do, 25 and 25 is 50. That leaves 10 extra. So 9 plus this one hole up in the top. And if we take a look at our floor, like if we were going to dig, you know, a floor-sized hole all the way down, that is 5, 10 right there. So, yep, our top level is going to be a full row here and a partial row here with the container controller on top. So that means we got to go 2 levels down from here with our big fat nasty drill. Let's load it up. Alright, and we are going to go fine flattening, filler, resource. Let's jump in our hole. being careful here because I want to try and see if I can get this not to show on the outside of the building. So we've got from the center 2 blocks that way to the outside wall, so a grand total of 3 blocks that we can go in any direction before it starts to show. Just a cosmetic thing. But I personally, I dig making something that looks nice. Now if we go here and go to 4. Okay, that's the container controller. We don't want to pop that in yet, so let's go to number 3. There is our first one, and now we've got a bit of direction to dig for the second level. And the second level you can be a little bit more haphazard with because it won't be seen as easily from up top. And there we go. Now, here comes the fun part. I want to get this out to one edge of where it's going to be built to. So that means we want 1, 2, so 1 more over here. Right, so that's 2. Yeah, it'll build on there. This is the center. Those are the 2 outward. Okay. So we'll go 2 more this way. And there's 1. As soon as you can see the face, boom. All right. Now, let's see how that looks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. And now we have to make it 5 wide. Okay. So here is the center block, so 1 more out that way. And as you can see, we're leaving a little bit of roof up there so that we're not touching the top of the ground too much. There we go. Let's see if we can do this. Won't render there just yet. There we go. That's our complete 5 that way. And again, that is the center, so 2 this way. Not quite yet. Still not there. That should do it, yep. That all the way out until we can just see that one. Might seem like a lot of work, but when you're done, not having to worry about your storage is actually kind of a godsend in this game, because the bad guys can't get it down here. You drop all the bombs they like, they're not going to touch you. Alright, so that's 1, 2 out from center as well. That means we can close this bit here. One there, one there. And there we go. It's our first part closed off. Second part closed off. Now we got to start working on the other side here, and we got to remember that this drop down here started off to one side, so very careful about taking this stuff out. And so that's one off to the side. We just need one more row over there, and that's it. Just tap with this thing, because it does tend to take a lot of material away when you hold it down. Now, yeah, so that's 2 out. Let's see if that's got it. Yep, there's 1, 2. See if we can draw the whole line. Alright, that is our bottom level. And now we can go, let's see, that's still got to core that out a little bit because we need 5 over here. And 4 plus the controller. Oh, hang on. Let's make sure we're doing this right. So on the bottom we have 25. In order to make 40, we need another 15. So 5, 5, 5. Yeah, we're going to need 2 full rows. That one and that one will be full of containers. Okay. See if that's enough. Yep. Just a little bit more in the corner here. There we go, that's 1 full row. Yeah. So what can happen is you'll see scars up on the top if it gets too close to that outside edge, and I don't want that. I'm trying my best to not let that happen. It probably already did, whatever. Okay, so now we got to go 1, 2, 3, and if I'm correct, and I hope I am, 4. Switch over to you, 5. And if I hit F and I get 320, I did my math right. Hey, look at that, 320,000. So now we have massive storage underneath here, which will allow us to change these guys into something that we can recognize a little bit. So if you go into your P menu, go to devices. I've already organized everything here into, just use auto group. It'll put it into its own little groups. When you are pointing at something, like this box here, and you go P menu, it pulls it up automatically and highlights it. So let's change this one to arms and armor. I'm Canadian. That's how it's spelled. And then if we back out of this menu, and I go up to this one, hit the F key, arms and armor. So we're going to go through and name this one. We're going to call fuel and oxygen. And this one over here, let's, what are we going to call you? Collectibles. And trade items. And, oh, I know I'm forgetting some stuff. What about this one? Well, let's call you output for now. And that's where we'll point our constructor on the inside. So, let's just go and see how things are going in the other room here. That funky pink light. Still kind of looking the same, but they are growing. And the next time that you see me here, I will have a few other plants and stuff in here that we can use to create things like pizza, cheeseburgers, you know, stuff to keep your character alive. And this is going to be full of all that wonderful junk that I've stuffed into the capital ship in the playthrough that I've been doing here. That's right. While I've been doing tutorials as a moonlighting, this is actually a single-player game that I'm playing through. Wouldn't be real if I didn't actually think that I could use this stuff, would it? Be of use to nobody. Anyway, last thing I want to do is just go and check how the ground looks around our new expansion here. And it looks like we did pretty good. Yeah, nothing showing where anyone can see it, and nobody would know. Especially not those Xeraxian assholes. Encased in concrete, should hold up to a relatively decent beating, and become a place where we can replenish our supplies. So there we have it. There is step 2 of making a functional and usable base on a planet in Imperium Galactic Survival with Reforged Eden 2. And I'm Grim, signing off.